Hi grades 3, today is Monday and today we are looking at page 149 of your workbooks and it's review 9, okay? So page 149. Now this page has 4 questions, 6, 7, 8, and 9, okay? So let's get started with number 6. I'm gonna read the question and then we'll do it together, okay? The rectangle and the square have the same perimeter. Find their areas. So we know, how do we find? Perimeter is when we go all around, and area is when we multiply length and width, right? So we need to multiply our length and our width, and we need to multiply, so 5 and 3, right? Because we know that this is the length and this is the width. So when we multiply 3 and 5, so 3 times 5, it gives us 15. So that means the area of the first rectangle is 15 meter, right? So go ahead and write 15 meter. Now they're saying that we need to find, they haven't given us anything for this. We do know that square has how many sides? 4 sides. They just told us that the perimeter of this rectangle and this square, it's same. Now watch this. I know, so to look at my perimeter, I know if this side is 3, then this side is also 3. If the bottom is 5, then top is also 5 meter. Now let's add it up and let's see what is the perimeter of both this square, this rectangle and square. So 3 plus 3 gives us 6, right? So we have 6 so far on the sides. At the bottom, we have 5, and at the top, we have 5. So we have 5 at the bottom, 5 at the top. That gives us 10, right? So that means 10 plus 3 gives us 16. So that means the perimeter of this shape is 16 meter, which means that this square is also 16 meters, right? Now we know it has 4 sides, right? So therefore we are going to divide 16 because we don't know what are these sides. We don't know what is the bottom, what is the top, what is this side or this side. Whereas for this one, they had given us the bottom and the top. So we cannot just go ahead and put down any number that we like. All we know is that all of this entire shape is 16 meter, but we don't know exactly what are the numbers. So let's go ahead, and if we divide up 16 divided by 4, because the entire thing is 16, and there are 4 sides, so divide it by 4, it would give us the number for each side. So if we say our 4 times table, we will know that 4 times 4 gives us 16, which means each side of this square is 4 meters. Okay, and watch this. If we add all of these together, so 4, 4, 4, and 4, it will also give us 16. So do you remember? They had said that both the rectangle and the square, their perimeter is 16. So now we know that this rectangle, this had 3, 3, 5, and 5. However, so it added to being 16. Another way to make 16 is we had all of our sides as 4 meter. We found it when we divided our perimeter to 4 because there were how many sides? 4 sides. So we divided it. Now we know that each side is 4 meter. Now we can go ahead, now that we have our sides, our length and our width, length and width, now we know we can go ahead and we can multiply 4 and 4, right? Because how do we find the area? Just like this, we multiplied 3 and 5, it gave us 15. So now we can go ahead and multiply 4 and 4. That gives us 4 times 4 gives us 16. So the area of the square is 16 meters. Okay, let's go ahead and let's look at our second question, question 7. This question says, they've given us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 bottles, or 6 cartons, or 6 boxes, and each one has 150 ml of something, right? So it's either probably milk or something, right? Now let's go ahead. They're saying, so there are 6 boxes, and each box has, sorry, not 150, 250 ml. So they are saying multiply these, right? So let's go ahead and let's multiply our numbers and see what do we get. So we have 6,000. As I'm doing it grade 3, I want you to do it with me, okay? So grab a scrap piece of paper or do it on the side of your, when you see a blank white space, anywhere here, okay? Do it anywhere here. So we have 250, and we need to multiply it to 6. Okay, so go ahead and do it with me. And then you can pause the video and you can see your answer. Okay, so let's do it together. 6 times 0 gives us, write down your answer, 0. Then we go ahead and multiply our 6 to our tens place. 6 times 5 gives us 30, right? So I write down my 0 and I carry my 3 at the top. Then I have to multiply my 6 to my hundreds. So 6 times 2 gives me 12. Plus 3 gives me 15. So how much liquid is in these boxes? 1,500 milliliters. Now they're asking us that you need to write it in your liters and your milliliters. Can you tell me which one is your liters number and which one is your milliliters? So 1 is your liters and 500 is your milliliters. So that means your answer is 1 liter and 500 milliliters. So go ahead in your blank, put down 1 and 500. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Okay, now next question involves angles. And they're saying blank angle is a right angle. So we need to find which of these angles is a right angle. If you do have your protractor on you and you can measure it, so let's start measuring. This angle is not right angle. So A does not open, it actually opens wider than right angle, and it's actually at 110. Okay, it opens right here. So it opens to 110. So it's not a right angle. Let's go ahead and let's look at C. C is actually smaller than a right angle. And it opens actually around 89 to 88. So it's not a right angle. Let's look at B. Okay, so I'm going to put my protractor. Right over here, and turns out that B is actually a right angle because it opens right onto 90. So B is the correct answer. Okay, so angle B, where's angle B is my right angle. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's look at question 9. Question 9 says, so we have Millie's house, then we have the library, and all the way from Millie's house to the library, it is 2 km and 750 meters, so 2 kilometers and 750 meters. Then from the library to school, it's 1 kilometers and 900 meters. They're asking the distance from Millie's house to the library. So what is the distance? So what do we need to do? We need to subtract 2 kilometer and 750 meter, and we need to subtract 1 kilometer and 900 meters. Okay, so we need to subtract these numbers. And I want you to go ahead and I want you to subtract it on your own. Okay, can you do that please? And then once you're done, you can unpause the video. Does that make sense? So we are left with sorry, no, I did that wrong. That's wrong. Okay, we should be left with 850 meters. Okay, here we go. Okay, so when you subtract these, you should be left with 850 meters. We shouldn't have any kilometers left. Okay, now let's go ahead and, oh wait, there's no more questions. Yep, there's no more questions. So for Monday, that's all you do. You do question 6 all the way to 9. And I will see you tomorrow for our Tuesday's lesson. Bye.